We're live! Hooray! Hey, everybody.
Yay.
It's another week.
It has been a week.
This whole
It
day
has
felt like
been.
a Friday for me.
I wish this had been a Friday for me.
Yeah.
Every day is a Friday.
I feel like this is supposed to be my day off for me, and I feel like I've done more work today than any other day in a while.
Are you
Okay.
doing
And my day's not done yet.
background stuff? Getting ready for something?
All background stuff, yeah. Getting some emote stuff situated, getting some write-up stuff situated, getting future plans situated. It's just a bunch of things all at once.
Yeah.
Long weekend for me down here. I'm not going anywhere or doing anything for it.
Sounds about right.
To be fair, that's a good way to celebrate an actual long weekend.
Yeah.
I usually like trying to get out like I had actually my original plans was my mom was supposed to be here for this weekend. We were gonna go to like Tahoe for the long weekend, but that obviously changed. Oh well, what can you do?
Exactly.
What's been new with you guys? Anything special in the last week?
No.
Not really, honestly.
Nope.
It's raining a lot here right now. It's a very stormy day.
Yeah, it was very cold here today for me. We left our window open and just been frozen all day.
Speaking of like Frozen, I watched the second Maleficent movie and it's bad.
Yeah.
That is not where I thought that sentence was going.
Well, she's like a frigid queen.
Yes.
I don't know. That's the connection I made in my head.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
Yep.
I wouldn't assume that's a good one.
No, but I'd seen the first one and it got they added it to Disney Plus and it's like, well, I want to use this membership. Like I haven't used Disney Plus for a little bit, so
yeah,
might as well do something with it.
That makes sense. Sure.
Yeah,
I didn't mind the first one. Never really. I didn't like it enough to just be like, you know what, a second one, I'm in. That was definitely not my thought process. So I didn't bother with the second one.
I could barely remember the first one. I have seen it. My girlfriend has not seen it, so she kept asking questions.
Yeah.
And I kept being like, I don't know. Wait, what? And it basically got to the point where I was like, okay, anytime you have a question about this movie, you just need to drink more of your wine. So she had a better time watching the movie than I did.
I guess that's one way to do it. Good lord.
Because yeah, well, I mean, and it's a bad movie, so there was a lot of us just being like, why would you do that? What are you doing?
Yep.
But yeah, that's what that was. I wanted to watch Scoob, but it was getting pretty bad reviews, so I didn't do that. But let's get into it.
Scooby-Doo thing really needed?
I like Scooby-Doo, man. I'm down for more Scooby-Doo. Anyways, let's get into it. This is the Top Down Perspective for May 21st. I'm Sean Booker.
I'm Paul Fleck.
I'm John Wheeler.
And John, I'm so excited. Let's talk about what you've been playing.
All right, Picross S4, baby. We're still in there. The game never ends.
Nice.
It never ends.
Yeah.
I was hoping I would be done this one, and it's still going. I think I've done a couple puzzles a day, and I've still got about like 80 left to go. So,
holy shit.
Still got, dude. It's got like almost 500 puzzles in it. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I should be playing
but I'm sure
more.
I'm sure the thing Sean actually wants to talk about is this Final Fantasy VII Remake. We finally finished it.
Okay.
We don't have to get into specifics, but I'm just curious, like thumbs up or thumbs down on the ending?
I'm gonna give it a sideways. I'm gonna sideways.
That's
what
fair.
A cop out.
No, that's fair.
I hate things about it, but I'm also super curious about it.
I totally like took a full like 2 days to really feel out how I felt about it. So I get it for sure.
The more like my initial reaction was like, what are they doing? what is this? And then like the more I thought about it, I'm like,
it's a weird ending.
I hate this, but also I really want to see what they'll do with this.
Mm-hmm.
because there's implications that could go in crazy directions.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm kind of down for crazy right now. But the problem is we're not going to see anything on this for probably another 2 to 3 years, which is a big letdown.
Yeah. I try not to think about it. Honestly, it's a bummer.
So I think we should talk more in depth about that game.
All right.
If you want to do it, I mean, I'll discuss with you guys. I'll discuss after the podcast. Be like, this is my actual thoughts. But yeah, no, without saying spoilers.
Yeah, I don't think we should do spoilers
Yeah.
in this show. I think we should do a
No.
spoiler cast.
Ooh.
Shit.
Yeah.
If you guys want. So just kind of overall, did you like the game? Because you were going back and forth.
I'm gonna lean more on the no side.
Wow.
All but right. Like that's like I'm gonna say like 40% like, 60% dislike maybe. So just a little bit over on the dislike side.
Okay.
Some of the fights near the end of the game were fun though.
Yep.
The Rufus fight, top tier. That was a great fight.
It's a great fight.
The dude with the dog.
And the gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fun fight.
That was a good fight.
Yep.
Then there was the I think I forget if it was the fight before that or the fight after that. Sucks.
The Dark Souls monster. Yeah.
Oh, well, that one was just
tentacles everywhere.
Dumb in some ways. Yeah, that was just dumb. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. Yeah, it's not even the boss I'm talking about. Although I've forgotten about the 26A like ads they throw in there.
Yeah, that's why. Every letter
in the alphabet. The tentacles?
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about right now.
Okay. I thought that one was fine.
No, I remember. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, is it?
Are you talking about the two guys?
I think the split up, right?
It's a 2-person fight.
Yeah.
It took a long time. It took a very long time.
I lucked out into having the weakness set for that fight for like both of my characters, so I didn't have a problem with it. But I talked to somebody who didn't, and they're like, "That took me like an hour."
Oh, I had the weakness, and it still took a long ass time.
It takes a long time.
We're talking about like flying.
No.
Oh my god!
Whatever. I think he's talking about Barrett and Aerith when they're fighting a thing in the lobby.
Yes, I am.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That one. Yeah, that one took a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a long fight.
That's one of my major gripes with the game. Like some of the bosses just feel like they take forever, and they really don't need to.
That fight did not need to take as long as it does. That's very true.
Yeah.
That fight is very long.
That one especially.
Yeah. That's a long fight.
Also, that final boss fight.
Yeah.
I like it. I like the
I'm
whole
torn on
final
that
area.
one. There's some cool aspects about it, and then there's just some absolute dog shit about it. That's why I said like most of my feeling is mixed, because like every time there's something cool, it has to be paired up with something kind of crappy. It can't make up its mind, which is why I think when they do the next part, it will generally be better. I think it will be a Kingdom Hearts 1 to Kingdom Hearts 2 jump.
It will definitely be
like
better.
I legitimately think Remake 2 is going to be great.
Yeah,
but Remake 1 just fell flat for me.
I'll agree that I think 2 will be better than 1, but isn't that the case with like everything?
No,
I think of like Mass Effect 2 got better. Assassin's Creed 2 got better. I mean, those are the ones that came to head right away. But I feel like when you get to make a sequel, it's typically like they've learned from their mistakes. Here's a better game.
It depends. The jump to Final Fantasy 1 to 2 was bad. The jump from Final Fantasy 7 to Final Fantasy 8 was bad. I can keep picking from Square all the time, but like you get what I mean, right? Like it's a coin flip. There's both examples of good and bad. So, but like this one gives me I get confidence that the second one will strike me better than this one. But
sure.
Well, I have to assume that listening to us bounce around these spoilers and non-spoilers is torture, because trying to talk about it without spoiling stuff is kind of torture.
I mean,
it is frustrating.
I would really love to actually just like let loose and discuss everything for sure. We should definitely do that. But have you been playing anything else?
Unless you want to, we could talk about D. We beat D on stream the other day, and we're still playing through BioShock Infinite. That's really the only stream-related stuff that has happened otherwise. But in my spare time, nope, not really playing anything right now.
Paul?
Um, yeah. So Rainbow Six Siege test server. Well, they announced the new Operation Steel Wave coming out soon-ish. I don't know if they actually gave a date, but it's in June at some point. It's on the test server right now, so I played the new operators and the new rework of House. That House map is much, much bigger, which is nice. A lot like less weird bullshit areas. Like you're actually able to enter pretty easily in it and like do some stuff. It's kind of nice. I like the reworks quite a bit. New operators are good. You got an attacker with a breaching device that cuts holes kind of like a Hibana, if you know what I mean. Like not like big holes into reinforced walls, but like little windows essentially. But like
didn't they had a fire guy that could do that, right? You could kind of like burn holes in the wall.
No, this is like an actual like big hole that you can like see through or whatever, not just like a little
but not
pinhole.
too big of a hole.
Well, what it happens
like
is it creates a hole and then it moves down and then it creates another hole and then it moves down. So if it's not dealt with, it'll create like a hole you could jump through essentially, but it can be stopped as you're doing it.
Oh, it's like it's tunneling. There's like a time element to it.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess the big thing with him is the gadget's pretty good. He has the AK, which is one of my favorite guns in that game, so that's good. He's a all-around good operator, so he's fun. And the defender is an operator that uses a kind of like weird like repulsing thing that like a magnetic field that when operators go into it, it slows them down, kind of like the barbed wire, but it's like not a thing that can easily be dealt with. So okay. It's just more like zone control more than anything.
Sure.
And they added cool. A new secondary weapon that some operators have, which is basically just a proximity beeping thing where you throw it on like a wall or floor or wherever, and when an enemy's near it, it'll start beeping to let you know that there's somebody in that area, which is kind of cool.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's cool.
Yep. So
what's this season called again?
Steel Wave.
Yeah, that sounds like a siege season for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's good. I look forward to that going live, so I don't have to keep playing with weirdos and hackers. That'll be nice. I guess the big one though is that this last week, the last and giant update for Terraria happened, Journey's End. So I've been playing a shitload of Terraria, essentially.
What's the new hot stuff?
It's a whole lot of shit. There's like new items, new biomes, new music. It's a whole bunch of brand new stuff. Two new bosses. I guess the big things are there is a journey mode now, which allows you full control over the world that you're playing in. So you can like change the weather, change if it's day or night, change how much damage or like how difficult monsters are on the fly, just shit like that. Like basically like a dev build essentially with like a UI and sliders to change how you want your experience, which is fine. Not for me though. I've been playing the master mode, the most difficult mode that they've added, and it's quite difficult. It's teetering on the not fun part, but it hasn't completely blown over into there yet, so that's good. Otherwise, I've just been kind of having fun figuring out some new stuff and seeing the new stuff. There's a huge changelog. If people like are interested, they can go look at it or play the game themselves. Because I'm not going to go over every change, but there's a whole bunch of new stuff in there, and this is kind of like the final hurrah. So I created a new character to start from scratch in the hardest mode, and been kind of picking away a little bit at that, and also farming stuff on my other character, on like my end game character, to try out some end game stuff and look around a little bit more. So yeah, it's just been kind of fun going back into that game and re-exploring that game blind, basically, kind of reliving some new stuff, a whole bunch of like new mini biomes or whatever. Like the desert now has an oasis. There's like new glow in the dark like moss areas and fungi areas and stuff like that underground. So it's cool. It's a huge update, and I'm kind of preaching to the choir because if you care about Terraria, you've already been playing for like 100 hours this week as well. So you know, you're in the know. And if you don't, probably isn't going to sell you either anyway. But it's kind of surreal to think that this game that's been going on for like 8 years now or something, since like its very inception, like it's come to an end. It's just crazy to me how long this game has been going on and how often they've been updating stuff. Also, I guess like another big thing for a lot of people, even though I don't take like advantage of it really, they built in native like mod and texture pack control stuff, so that's no longer a weird third-party thing that you have to like use separately, and then sometimes if you don't have it like backed up right, it's not going to work with different versions of Terraria, or like you have to reinstall it after an update or something. It's like all native now, which is kind of cool, but I don't mess with any of that stuff anyway, so that's not for me. Yeah, Terraria is back at better than ever, baby. Hell yeah. More than anything, it's just a good time waster. It's really easy to lose a lot of time in that game. And I guess like a big thing for me too is seeing a lot of people that either have not played for a while or have never played, like streamers and stuff, go to it or back to it and just like being all bright-eyed about like exploring that world and stuff. And it's kind of fun to watch. Those streams are super fun to watch because they're usually pretty chill. Just watching somebody like do something for like a few hours on another screen while you're doing whatever in your own world. So it's cool. It's nice to be part of that zeitgeist again. That's all I've been playing though.
I don't have anything like much new to add to the games I've been playing. I'm still just Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It never ends. I did want to say I'm still going through Gears Tactics.
Yeah.
And I am cooling on that game significantly.
The side quests?
Well, the side quests are basically the main quests. Like you have to do them.
Yeah.
Is what's the bigger? Is it acts and then inside of acts there's chapters, or is it the other way around?
Acts are the bigger one. Act 1 has 6 chapters, 8 chapters for Act 2, and Act 3 has 8 chapters.
Yeah. So like Act 2 is like a lot longer than the first one.
Yeah.
And the first act is great because it's all different stuff. And then you get to Act 2 and it's like, why don't you do these like 3 mission types on the same maps like 5 times in a row? And we'll sprinkle in like a main mission here and there. And it's just like, man, this again?
Yep.
Wow. Like it has such a great beginning. And then this middle part just drags and kind of sucks.
Yeah. Those side missions really kill the pace of that game a lot.
What it felt like is they had like some cool ideas, some genuinely fun gameplay, and then they just didn't have a lot of them. So they're like, I don't know, let's just make them all do it like 3 times. And it's like, oh man.
And then, I mean, spoiler alert, Act 3 is the exact same. Some like campaign stuff, but then a whole shitload of those same missions you're talking about again.
That's annoying. And this game is, from how long to beat is like 20 hours. So it's actually only like
a 40-hour game.
I thought I looked at it and it said 21-ish.
I'm on it, don't worry. Yeah, 22 and a half for main story. Completionist is 40.
Yeah, and I want to say the first act is maybe like 5 hours. So you're getting like a really good 5 hours and then kind of 15 hours of a slog.
Yeah.
And I kind of just want to like, I want to get through it. I mean, I've played every Gears.
Sure.
So it's like, part of me is like, let's just do it. And I probably will, but I just kind of don't want to at the same time. It's Gears Tactics is really lucky that there's not anything else coming out right now. I'll put it that way.
Sure.
Because I would skip to something else pretty quick if there was something like new and exciting.
So this is why I was saying like I don't care about a perfect run. Like the dudes who can die, I just let them die because there's who fucking cares? They're useless. Like meat shields anyway, most of the time.
I did get that achievement for play 20 missions without anyone ever going down, which gets you pretty close to the end of Act 2 where I am.
Okay.
So now I can be a little more loosey-goosey with it. But for the most part, I barely play with those characters anyway.
Yeah, you will in Act 3. They force you to more because the main characters are doing other shit.
They force me to now. A lot of the times it's like, oh, I'm only going to be able to use, 2 heroes for each side quest, so I have to kind of split them up. which is fine because like heavies are awesome. Holy smokes,
Heavies are
so
very good. Yep.
And Cole sucks.
No, Cole's the best. Cole's the
Oh.
best one in the game. You're playing him wrong
Oh my,
if you think that.
no, dude, his accuracy is always terrible. All my other
Yeah, you're playing him
heroes
wrong.
are so much more useful than this guy.
You're playing him completely wrong.
Maybe
You're
I am.
absolutely
Maybe the build I
incorrect.
have on him is not good, but
Cole is literally meant to run in. He doesn't take damage from fucking anything. He has been shot 5 times with a shotgun and has not gone down. He is the tankiest motherfucker in that game, and he is based on getting execution so everybody else can keep sniping. He is literally the best character in that game.
maybe I'm just playing like too slow with him because like, man, maybe it's just sticking out to me with Cole, but like there's so many times the enemy's right in front of him and he just misses. And I know the thing said it was a 60% chance, which is also insane. If the
Seems low.
If the enemy is like 2 spaces away from you, I feel like you shouldn't have less than a 90% chance. I don't care.
I agree
About anything like that. They're right in front of you.
No, I agree. That 60% seems extraordinarily low for Cole being close to anything. That's crazy.
So anyway, I've definitely gotten to the point many times where I was like, maybe I should swap Cole out for a heavy because heavies are awesome, and heavies have one of these heavies that I got had these 2 abilities that I love. When they kill someone, the thing explodes.
Yeah,
that's awesome. And the other one is when they shoot someone, everyone in a radius like is now locked down and can't move. That's incredible too. Like holy smokes, heavies are so good.
They have some really good stuff. I really by the end I really got into scouts as well. Using 1 AP to sprint across the map and actually like be able to see what you're doing, then go invisible and set up a trap is fucking amazing. There's a lot of shit you can do in that game.
The scouts can throw grenades that will then plant like a proximity mine. That's pretty cool.
Those are cool too, yeah. Do you still find you're not using stims? Because man, I did not use stim grenades in that fucking game at all.
I'm pretty well because I was also playing like perfect runs, so I'm barely getting like that injured.
Oh yeah. And frags are so much better. They're like
frags are super good. Yeah. I have had to like I'm playing it safe, so I have like whenever I have to split off. Who's the main guy? It's not Marcus.
Holy shit, I don't remember his name now either.
Is the main character of this game.
Way to go, guys. Way to go.
Hey, that's not our fault. It's how lack of a story this is and how just bullshit side quests they give you it is.
Yeah. Also, I can tell you Cole and Michaela are in it because they're the best characters.
Cole, Michaela, and Sid. Because Sid, that's an easy name to remember.
Sid, yeah. Yeah, I don't remember.
I cannot remember the main character's name. I don't know. Anyway, if I don't have him, I'll give someone else the stim grenades just in case. Like I just, just in case.
Okay.
But yeah, I barely use them, and also with the main protagonist's like healing abilities, like it's way better. Like I'd rather just hit the button that gives everyone 150 health than like throw the grenade at someone. So yeah, it is.
And then by end game, he can do that like once every turn. So like it's really not. You don't need stim grenades in that game. Basically,
snipers, man. Snipers are the best. Holy smokes.
Snipers are very good.
They are so good.
Where did you end
and then
off?
I've been playing other stuff that I cannot talk about until tomorrow, so that means next week by podcast length.
I think I will have played it by then as well, so because I know what you're talking about.
There's your hint on what I'm playing right now. Anyway, that's it for what we've been playing. Let's do some news. System Shock is now in the hands of Tencent.
Well, Tencent is at least paying for it to happen, but I don't think have they released like how much of an ownership they have over Other Side?
So Other Side Entertainment came out and made just a pair of tweets that basically read, "We are happy to announce that Tencent will be taking the System Shock franchise forward. As a smaller indie studio, it has been challenging for us to carry the project on our own. We believe Tencent's deep capabilities,
majority share then, at least,
and expertise as a leading game company will bring the franchise to new heights."
Sure.
Yeah, it sounds like it's kind of out of theirs, and they're giving it up.
Sure.
Yeah. So who knows what that means? But System Shock is a beloved franchise to many. So, and a lot of people don't like Tencent. I don't know. I don't have a big opinion on Tencent.
Yeah, we'll see. They're attached to a lot of good IPs, at least. So
They're attached to a lot of shit in the industry. I think people don't even realize,
They're
honestly.
attached to a lot of stuff in the
yeah,
world. They're one of those like
Yeah,
mega companies.
that's true.
yeah,
Worldwide, not even just game related, for sure.
Yeah, they're one of those mega companies that you don't really hear the name of
Yeah.
because that's just how rich they are. You don't need to. You've heard about everyone they own.
Yeah, true.
yeah.
In more exciting news, though, Respawn is opening up a second studio. This is, I don't know if it's in partner with their 10-year anniversary, but it kind of lined up with them being a 10-year studio. They're opening a new branch in Vancouver, so go Canada. And this studio will be solely dedicated on live updates for Apex.
That makes sense. For sure.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that game makes them bank.
Yep.
And EA's probably given them bank because of that game. And now I'm trying to think what else they're working on. I guess their regular studio will be working on that VR Medal of Honor game and a sequel to Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yep.
I think that's all they have announced. They did recently say they're not doing Titanfall.
God
There's
damn it!
no
I was gonna say
Titanfall in development.
Titanfall.
Yeah, they said at the moment. I think
Yeah.
they said like because of Apex's success, Titanfall got like pushed to the wayside.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. You know, Titanfall 2 tanked for them. But more people should play that game. It is one of the best first-person shooter campaigns ever.
Very.
If
It's a
not
good
the
shooter.
best.
Oh yeah, they say it in this article. This article is actually quite long. Damn. Okay, I'll read that later.
The next Call of Duty title has been announced. It is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And I guess there has been in-game teases in Warzone that have been hinting at Cold War era assets for some time.
Oh.
Which I think it's a fun way to tease your next game. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yep.
And speaking of stuff being put into battle royales, just like an hour ago or two, whatever it was, Jeff Keighley was live in Fortnite talking with the star of Tenet, who I don't remember his name at the moment.
Something Washington, isn't it?
Yeah, David Washington or something like that?
Yes, that sounds. I think that's his middle name, but yes.
George Washington?
Yes,
Yep,
exactly.
that's him.
Yep.
20 stories tall, made of radiation.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a giant hologram. They got George Washington back rapping. No, it was Jeff Keighley with the star of Tenet, which is Christopher Nolan's next film, who I think today tweeted out that it's still coming to theaters and not video on demand, which sounds like insanity to me because that movie comes out in July. So what are you talking about?
Yeah. Wishful
Anyways,
thinking.
Tenet, John David Washington. There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, George Washington.
They were on.
We know.
Yeah, George Washington,
Yeah.
otherwise known as George Washington by his friends, us. So yeah,
Us. Yeah.
they revealed a new trailer for Tenet in Fortnite. You could watch that while you were playing, I guess. Christopher Nolan then announced that he is bringing, quote, one of his iconic films to Fortnite this summer for a full-length free screening for fans.
What?
Yep.
So this summer, if you're playing some Fortnite, you can watch one of Christopher Nolan's films. Let's make a guess. You get to guess one movie. Which Christopher Nolan movie is it going to be?
If he wants the most popular one, it's going to be a Batman one. So Dark Knight
I don't
Returns.
think it'll be Batman. I bet that's like too tied up in like.
I think
Warner
you're right.
Brothers
I think you're right.
I think it might be
that's all
Inception.
It's going to be Inception.
Because Interstellar's too slow and wordy. Inception has cool
Memento's
things.
Inception is extremely wordy.
No.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of like interesting visuals, which is more than enough that you can look at a glance. And they could also do some
Interstellar. I think has like more psychedelic visuals.
They could actually do some really cool in-world stuff with Inception. They could like actually like bend the play field and start messing around with
weird stuff with time for Interstellar. There's also what was the war one? I didn't see.
They should do Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. I never saw that one. I'm not a big.
It should be Memento, and it just kind of resets you back to your spawn point like every time
That-
it resets
That would
him.
be really cool,
And
actually.
then the other one that we haven't said yet, because we got to say all of them, is The Prestige. That's the other one, right?
The Prestige, yep.
Yep. I want it to be The Prestige because I think that would be the weirdest one.
That would be really funny.
I don't think it would be Dunkirk. That seems like too much of like a bummer. Like this is not like a fun time video game thing. This World War One movie.
Honestly, all of his movies are kind of a bummer for Fortnite, especially. But yeah,
I don't think any of them match the Fortnite for sure. But
yeah,
clearly he does, or some marketing person made a great pitch. Okay, you get to pick one movie. What's your movie, Paul?
For this?
Yeah, what movie is what do you think it's gonna be?
Oh, I still think it's gonna be Inception.
Okay. John, what do you think?
Same, Inception.
Yeah, I mean I think it will be Inception too. I think that's his like biggest movie.
Yeah.
Besides Batman. I just
Now,
don't think it'll be a Batman movie.
If you're asking me which one you think
Actually,
I should put in, it would be Memento. I would choose that one for sure.
now that I'm thinking about it, there has been numerous Batman tie-ins with Fortnite.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's clearly already some relationship with Warner Brothers. Maybe it's going to be a Batman movie.
Could be.
Oh man, because if they did like Batman Begins, they could do this 2 more times if it's successful, which of course it will be.
It could be.
Oh,
Batman makes the most sense if they can get the IP.
It could be.
I'm going Batman. I'm going Batman Begins. There's my guess.
You make
Yeah,
you
if the
make a
IP
good
yeah. I was just assuming with him like Inception off of the fact that it's just not going to be Batman. Batman was guess one, so.
Well, you need to make your guess. What do you have to die on this hill?
I'll go with Dark Knight.
Dark Knight. Okay.
I'll stick with Inception.
All right, good. We got 3 different ones. Perfect. I guess we'll find out sometime this summer.
Yay.
Will you watch this? Will you play and watch it?
Absolutely not. I own these movies on Blu-ray. Like, why would I watch it this way?
I don't know, because you could shoot someone at the same time.
You know what? You make a compelling argument, actually.
Very compelling.
Yeah.
This only requires 1 screen, while doing both would require 2.
What movie would have to be shown for you to play through and play Fortnite for the whole 90 minutes?
Say that again?
You have to watch one movie in Fortnite, or like, what movie would it be? Which one would get you to play 90 minutes of Fortnite to watch a movie?
Honestly, if they had released like Rise of Skywalker only in Fortnite, I would have seen it there. I would have just broken down and been like, okay, here we go.
You win.
Yeah. Could you imagine if it had been like, so they put out Infinity War and they're like, we'll see you next summer in Fortnite for Endgame.
Oh my
and then 3 hours, you have to play Fortnite for 3 hours while you watch Endgame.
Oh my god! And then if you die, you can't sit through the rest of the movie, so you're just like,
oh my god,
that's such a good idea. That is such a good idea.
So
yeah,
rude. This is so rude.
I mean, okay, you'd have to put more than 100 people, right? Because the game would end too fast.
Totally.
So it's like you have like, you know, it's 2030, right? Internet is amazing. Stadia figured it out. They're putting all their power into it. 1,000 people drop into the Fortnite island that is now 6 times as large as it ever has been.
Jesus.
And as long as you're alive, you can watch the movie.
This is so dumb.
I think there's something beautiful about getting down to one person, and then that person sitting down on a hill and watching the last 15 minutes of a movie just by themselves.
Yeah, bleeding out from the bullet wounds from the battle.
Oh yeah, well that's like the Hollywood version.
I think you're literally describing an actual Christopher Nolan movie right now. I think that's what's happening.
There's like 2 people left, and one guy does beat the other guy, but that person manages to get like a grenade off or like one final bullet. So you're in the downed state, but you're not out, and you're just sitting there being like, "Come on, please end. I only have like 20 seconds before my character bleeds out."
Oh my god! And then this is how it ends, right? The movie ends. The character watching the movie dies, and then it shows somebody else won hiding in the bush the whole time. He wasn't the last one. Yeah.
Yeah.
This
Christopher
is
Nolan
dumb.
walks out of the screen and shakes and shakes this Fortnite character. Like I'm picturing Christopher Nolan comes out of the big billboard thing.
Yeah.
Like a holy light staircase comes out and he walks down.
Yeah.
So you're seeing, wide shot Christopher Nolan walking down these stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, dude in a full on hot dog costume.
Yeah. Yep. And then he shakes his hand and says the simulation is ended, and then the match ends.
And then in the outside world, all the walls start to just fade away.
Yeah, on the outside world, exactly. Fortnite's still fine.
And then Fortnite's computer's running fine, but all the walls are like glitching and fading away, and then you wake up in the Matrix.
The real
The
world
new
was the
God
battle
has arrived.
royale all along.
I hate how
There's a
much I
movie.
like this idea.
Yeah,
I hate
it's
how much I
really
like
good.
This is fantastic. This is really good. So hopefully someone was recording that. Oh crap, my computer broke. It wasn't recording. Fuck.
It's okay, nobody's listening anyway. Who cares?
That's true. Yeah. If any and TM, that's all copyrighted now. You guys can't
Patent
steal
pending,
that.
patent pending.
Yeah.
I already mailed it to myself.
Yeah, I was gonna
So
say you have to mail it to yourself.
sealed envelope.
Yeah.
Okay. That does it for news. Let's do some questions. If you want to send in a question, it's topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box.
Okay.
I will read this monster of a question from Kevin, who says, you can only include one contributing artist as part of a song's metadata because reasons. Which one do you personally think is the correct choice? And I'll give you 6. So
Okay.
don't worry. Here's 6 multiple choice, 6 question options.
Okay.
The artist that composed the song.
Okay.
The artist that did the arrangement.
Okay.
The artist that performed the song. The artist that wrote the lyrics. The artist that sang the lyrics. And the artist that remixed the song. By the way, this song is a remix of the original song.
Performed.
Ooh, complicated.
Oh, wait. Okay. Remix.
I think
of the
that 6
original
changes it on its head.
I would still do
So
it
we're
as
assuming-
performed.
We're assuming we have the actual artist and also one contributing artist. Or are we just assuming one artist? Period.
Just one artist.
I think it's
period,
one
is
artist. I
how-
think in iTunes it's like song name by who.
Then it's
I-
the remixer.
Hmm.
Yes, I would have
Yeah.
done 3, but because it's a remix, I think I go 6. I think I do, which is because no one can see what these numbers are. I would have done the artist that performed the song, but
Right.
because it's a remix, it's the artist that remixed the song.
I love that like last minute edition of, by the way, this is a remix.
Some of these just sound insane. Like the artist that wrote the lyrics, that's like 80% of pop songs is not written by the actual singer.
Yeah.
Probably higher than 80, but yes, you're right.
It's probably a robot at this point. They've just figured out make a catchy beat, sing about
Yeah.
California summers.
Yep.
Good to go.
You're not wrong.
And then personally, for me, what I would probably do if I was putting the metadata in, because I'm anal like this, I would probably put the original song artist in the name of the song, just so I know like where it's originally from.
Yeah,
I don't know,
I
it's
could
just
see.
me.
I could see doing something like that. Sure. Weird question. Okay, Hebrew Lantern.
You should read this next weird question.
Oh boy.
Oh no. Okay. Hebrew Lantern says, so everyone knows rock, paper, scissors. Rock beats. Yeah, we know. I'm not going to read all that. Hear me out.
Tell me all about rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah. Everyone knows, thanks to Death Battle, Superman beats Goku. First of all, is that true? I get.
What is
okay.
Death Battle?
And
Death
these,
Battle is literally a show where they take 2 fictional characters and have them fight to the death to see who would win.
It's a
Okay.
YouTube
Well, I guess
thing.
if Death Battle did it, Superman beats Goku. I mean, who am I to argue?
Sure. Is also somewhat common knowledge depending on your social circles. I like that addition. Superman is super susceptible to magic stuff, like Mr. Mixelplix. Further,
Wow, wait, good job on the pronunciation. I was curious if you'd be able to get that, and that was perfect.
he is a very common character in that universe.
He is
For-
not a very common character.
He
You
is-
walk up to any rando, there's no way they know.
He
what
is
Mr.
literally
Mixelplix
in
is.
Smallville and every adaptation of Superman ever. In some
Showed up
form.
in Smallville?
He's in everything.
I'm surprised to hear he showed up in Smallville. I don't think that many people have a full.
I think he was played
watched
by
all 10
Howie
seasons.
Mandel. Maybe fact check me on
You
that.
might be right. I think I might know about it.
Fact checking now.
Anyways,
That's kind of great casting. If you know,
totally.
honestly,
Yes.
that's wow.
Furthermore,
Oh my god, this actually might be right.
was he? Oh my god. Yeah. Goku could beat the living crap out of Harry Potter with a Kamehameha. What? Wait.
I mean, that's
Oh.
if,
Okay.
you know, if
I
you have
see.
the right social circles, that's just common knowledge.
No, I see where this question is going. Knowing this information, I pose 2 questions. Is Superman, Goku, Harry Potter the new rock, paper, scissors? That's where this is going.
Yep. No.
Yeah, I
Okay, no.
agree. No.
Important information.
Okay.
No, in Smallville, it is not. It is not Howie Mandel.
Okay.
On Lois and Clark: The Adventures of Superman, it's Howie
Okay.
Mandel.
Amazing. Even better.
Was Mr. Mixelplex in Smallville?
Yes.
Is he played by anyone noteworthy?
Trent Ford.
Depending on your
Trent
social
Ford's
circles, yes.
Yeah.
Acting credits include several episodes of The West Wing, as well as the movies How to Deal and Gosford Park. His name was Mikhail Mrs. Spitlick.
Oh, well, they gave him the name Mikhail. Wow. All right. So, John, is Superman, Goku, Harry Potter the new rock, paper, scissors?
No.
It's unanimous. No. Second question. Can you think of a better substitute for rock, paper, scissors using any pop culture / media characters you want? You guys can go ahead.
The reason rock, paper, scissors works is because it's really obvious. Pretty much everyone knows what a rock is, what paper is, and what scissors are.
Do I have to bring up the time they tried to be funny on Big Bang Theory and added like lizard Spock or something
Could have
to it?
just ended the sentence. Do you remember the time they tried to be funny on Big Bang Theory, and that just would have been
You're
point would
right.
have been there.
As someone who works for CBS, the parent company.
That's why I'm asking
The Big
you
Bang Theory.
specifically.
I'm not a Big Bang Theory fan.
Okay, fair enough. What I'm saying is that anytime they try to do something like that, it's really cringeworthy. And I don't use that term lightly because I don't say, ooh, things are cringe very often. That is.
Well, we can play in the space. If you had to pick 3, the question is what are 3 like equally powerful, things?
I don't know.
Like people always like take like rock, paper, scissors and add like dynamite, dinosaur, nuclear bomb, and all that stuff to it. It doesn't work. It's just
It gets
easier
silly.
to do rock, paper, scissors. Yeah.
But I'm trying to think. What are 3 equally powerful beings?
I mean,
You could do something like
you go
obviously
elements,
like
right? Like fire, water.
I was about to do like the 3 starter Pokemon. Yeah.
Oh,
Which is basically
okay.
the elements. Yeah.
Yeah.
Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Charmander.
Sure.
But I'm trying. I got it. Someone says 7, 8, and 9, which
Yeah.
that sounds terrible. That does not work at all. 9's a bigger number.
Yeah, but everyone's afraid of 7 because 7, 8, 9. So.
Okay. Well, then so 8 beats 7, and then 7 beats 9.
No,
Because 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I guess that actually works way more than I expected.
Okay, well, I guess I'm wrong. I'm 3D Homer. Sorry.
Clearly, I am. Saying it like it is.
Let's get away from this. VGC Kenny writes in and says, "Do you think Final Fantasy VII Remake would work with a co-op mode? You guys did complain about how the AI doesn't do as good as you controlling it, which does incentivize the player, the character switching mechanic. But would it be more fun if you and a group of friends play through together and pull off all sorts of cool things?" Yes. I specifically remember saying after a specific boss fight near the end of the game, God, I wish this was co-op. Because I kept having to revive party members that didn't know how to dodge a specific attack.
Sure.
I'll say I think any game is better with co-op. Playing with your friends is always better, in my opinion. I think part of that combat is designed to make you jump around, and if you didn't do that, like I probably wouldn't have seen how cool Tifa was because I would have just been playing Cloud.
Tifa was actually my favorite of the 4 to play.
She's
honestly.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I felt I would have missed part of the combat basically.
Yeah, but I think in certain boss situations, like the AI just has random hiccups. So I think it would be better if you could control on certain ones.
I
Because
would
like there's
prefer a button.
there's one boss I'm thinking of, and I don't want to say it because it's near the end of the game.
Sure.
But it's very much had an attack pattern that if the AI didn't know what to do, it just ate it, and it constantly ate it when I was playing.
Fair. I would prefer
I
a
mean,
button to just control it because I don't want to play an RPG with anybody. I want to take my time through that story. I don't want to talk to people.
I guess we've also discussed, yeah, like if there was literally just like a target this thing or follow me button or setting, then that would also be fine.
Yeah.
the other thing is you get like super powerful if you had 2 humans inside of that party or 3 humans. So the bosses would have to get a lot harder.
That could be cool though.
And then,
That could be
Also,
cool.
making them harder
but
to.
I also do agree with your point a second ago about RPGs. Is I feel like there are plenty of RPGs. I know the Tales of series does this where it has co-op just for the fights. So it's like,
Oh.
okay, you're sitting there with your buddy and you're, running around town buying stuff, doing quests,
Yeah.
single player, and your buddy gets to join in every time you fight. So like 5% of the time. I've never done that with someone because that sounds miserable.
That's how I experienced Final Fantasy in the first place. Was I played Final Fantasy 3/6 with my my cousin. I got to control a couple characters. That's actually what got me into RPGs in the first place.
Huh.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Okay. Rasterman writes, what are some of your favorite games with loading screen tips, and can you name any of them from the top of your head?
Dive Kick. Because they literally let people write random messages from their Kickstarter, and they're all just stupid ass in jokes.
That's pretty good.
I was gonna go. The old like Namco Bandai loading screens had like mini games in them, because didn't they have the patent on that for a long time?
Yeah, I was gonna say like they literally like made it so no other company could do that. They owned the patents.
Right. I don't think they do anymore. But then again, I
Maybe a lot
can't
of
think.
lawsuit about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of many games that have something to do during loading screens, really. Um, which is probably also, games seem to be rapidly getting away from any kind of loading screen, so maybe that's the case. But I remember some of the original Dragon Ball Z Budokai games had some of those.
I was gonna say Dragon Ball Z had those, but that is Namco again. So
Yeah, that was Namco. Yeah.
Resident Evil Resistance says reminder to brush your teeth at night or something like that. It's probably just a good life
That's
tip.
just good. That's just good info. Yeah.
Yep. VGC Kenny says, how much is too much of a spoiler? Like, I know saying the actual spoiler is a no-go, but how vague does information have to get before you consider it not a spoiler? So,
In our first
pretty
conversation,
damn big.
this is extraordinarily situational, depending on the person and the thing.
Well, I think you could set up like a rule of being like, if the person who knows the info says something that you can now guess what the info is, that's too much of a spoiler.
Okay, sure.
If you tell me where in the game this happens, it's a spoiler. Like you got to be like, yeah, somewhere in the future.
Okay. What if somebody says, because video games are like mostly mechanical first and foremost, a lot of them. What if somebody told you, yeah, and then the gameplay, that at some part the gameplay changes like significantly? Is it like, okay, that's kind of a spoiler, now I missed the like changeover that I would have found maybe kind of cool?
I think that could be a spoiler. Again, I think it's situational.
It is.
Because it doesn't have to be story specific.
Right.
Like if a mechanical one I'm thinking of is, I think of like Brothers, where something happens near the end mechanically.
That is a crazy spoiler, but yeah, that spoils mechanical and story shit at the same time.
Yeah. The way I kind of do it, like when someone asks me, hey, can I spoil something for you? Or, do you want me to tell you about this thing? I ask them like, would you, by telling me, do you think I'm going to miss out on something if you haven't told me?
Okay.
And if the answer is yes, I think it's a spoiler.
Okay. Sure.
Like if I think you would get more out of it by coming across it
naturally,
completely blind,
sure.
I don't want to hint at anything.
Sure. Yeah, that's fair.
which is definitely hard to do in this day and age for sure.
And again, you have to kind of know your audience too. Like that's super situational. Because like, short of you just telling me a thing, spoilers don't affect me like basically at all. You can tell me stuff about something as long as you don't tell me the exact thing. So yeah,
And also, even just hearing like a game is really good could be a spoiler.
that's what I mean. Super situational, right?
Yeah, because I could also make I could almost make the argument of like, if you didn't know this game was incredible and you went into it with the lowest of expectations,
Yep.
you're gonna enjoy it so much more.
Exactly. Yep. It's actually kind of why I don't watch trailers anymore. Like basically ever. I'll look. What I do now is I'll look at a screenshot. If I'm like, hey, that looks like something neat, I'll see if I can find a teaser, and then if I'm in, I just buy it or like check it out somehow.
Yeah, I used to try and watch like all the latest trailers, but now it's like I'll watch one to kind of like find out about the movie, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna watch that, then I'll try and avoid it.
Yeah. Movie trailers can be really bad about spoilers too, so sometimes it's better to avoid those if possible.
You have any kind of thresholds, John?
It just depends. It's like you can tell me like, hey, like if there's a part coming up that you'll really like, and I won't consider that a spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
Unless like there's already been signs of like that scene's gonna happen, and that just might ruin it. Like one thing that bugs me is whenever I'm doing a blind playthrough of a game and I'm going through an area, sometimes I'll see like, oh, he's coming up on that portion. And that's kind of annoying because it's just like, okay, I thought this was just going to be a hallway, but cool. Now I know to expect something.
Or, oh, he's at this part. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, no, it's all contextual at that point.
Or,
it's all contextual.
And this is even worse, actually, because it's people trying to help. When somebody says something, you don't understand what the fuck they're talking about. And then another dude's like, dude, spoilers. It's like, oh, okay, now I know that that's a spoiler. Where if you didn't say anything, I wouldn't have any fucking idea. So I know you're trying to help, but you fucked me. Yeah. It's super, like, it's all context on what the thing is and what you're doing at the time, for sure. Okay. Are we at Dead Inscape? No, we're at Suku Suku. No, we're at Newtfield. Jesus.
Newtfield. This is mine too. Newtfield says, has there ever been a moment in gaming that has made you cry genuine tears, whether that be tears of sadness or joy, and what has brought upon those tears? Anytime there's like a self-sacrifice hero moment, I tend to tear up a little. I'm just like, oh, that's a bummer.
Has it always been like that, or is this more of like a later in life kind of thing?
A mix.
Okay.
So no, a game hasn't. Movies have and TV shows have. A game never has. The closest though is Shadow of the Colossus. Your horse.
Oh, yeah.
That's the worst. That actually just made me feel so bad. God. Oh.
Yeah, there's a similar horse pun in Red Dead Redemption 2, and that sucked. No, it hasn't happened for me in games, movies, or TV that I can think of. I want to say any kind of tears, like maybe laughing so hard that I'm crying a bit. Yep. Which that hasn't really happened in a game. I want to say if it was a game, it was like my buddy and I joking like while we're playing co-op, which that barely counts. But I mean, we're playing the game, so it's all kind of part of it. Yeah, I want to say that's the only kind of tears would have been laughing.
I thought I had a heart attack watching Infinity War. There's some rough shit in Infinity War to get through. And you know what the weird thing is? Like, I don't know if you guys or anybody listening gets this. The things that really make me start to just be like, oh God, or whatever, it's never sad stuff. It's super triumphant shit where the music hits right. And you're just like, oh man, it's so good. It's always that.
I would have said, like the closest I would have been like something like really like triumphant. Like he did it, hooray. Maybe something. Yeah, that's probably for me too.
Like I'm thinking specifically the Avengers just being like, it's been 10 fucking years of like, and this is the culmination point of all of that. And then like the things happen and you're just like, oh boy, I can't do it.
But yeah, there's a cathartic release.
Yeah.
Those last two Avenger movies are like just a triumph of like connected movies, and like holy smokes, that was such a wild ride. I don't think there's anything like that in movies.
Yeah, they're crazy. That buildup is so crazy to them too.
Yeah, that's honestly, I think about those and I think like, 20 years from now, I'm looking back, that's going to be such a thing that I'm so happy I was like the perfect age going through all of those.
Yeah.
And I feel like when people just kind of jump in the middle or randomly, I feel like, oh, you've missed out on part of this.
Do you think those are like this generation's kind of like Star Wars thing of like in 15 years, the kids are just like, what was it like seeing Infinity War the first time in theaters or whatever?
I think so. What do you think? Or if not this, what else would it be?
I don't think there's anything comparable in a good way, because maybe Star Wars.
I was gonna say the only thing maybe else is Star Wars, but I would argue that the last two like Avengers movies were like bigger deals than the last than the trilogy of Star Wars.
They absolutely were. Yeah, for sure. That's just weird to think about. You never really think about that while you're in it, those times when you're in them, when they're the present.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. All right, Suku says, how do you feel about Avatar characters? Avatar was a bad movie.
I don't think that's what he means.
Okay, well, I just wanted to take a shot at Avatar.
Okay.
And did you see that there's actual set pictures of Avatar 2 now?
Yeah, they've announced up to like Avatar 5.
Yeah, but like I mean, like they're actually filming Avatar 2 now, and not just pretending they're filming it.
Wasn't he filming a bunch of stuff underwater for the past few years?
Yes.
James Cameron, like he got a personal submarine to go deep sea diving. Anyways,
I think he actually checked out the Titanic's crash site or something like that to find out stuff.
Huh.
And at what point does an avatar stop fulfilling the role of self-insert?
When you make a story for them.
Yeah, anytime it talks or has any thing in the story that you haven't decided yourself, it takes it away instantly.
But what if it's like what is that what's that Steam game where it's kind of a murder mystery on a boat and you can actually talk through your characters?
Oh, Velvet Sundown.
Velvet Sundown. What if you're playing Velvet Sundown, Paul?
I mean, I've played it with John actually.
Yeah. That stupid ass game. I don't know. I'm of the stance that I find it fun just to make characters.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't usually take them as like self-insert anymore, really. Sure. Even anytime I make myself, I'm just like, all right, well now I can just do whatever I want with this. It just, you could say it's some extension of myself. But no, I'd say the actual point is when it stops, when like when either you give them their own original story, or like Paul said, it takes away the choice of decision and forces things on you.
Yep, for sure.
I think I always go into it with the like I'm playing someone who like a little guy that has his own story. Like I don't ever see it as like, oh, this is me in the apocalypse. How's it going, guys?
Right.
Because even when I do stuff like, and now this guy's got like bat wings. That's not me saying like in real life I wish I had bat wings. Because no, I don't want bat wings. I'd be a freak.
Why don't you want bat wings? Bat wings sound cool.
No, but honestly, no, I don't want bat wings. Sure, they sound cool.
I think he wants bat wings.
I think they'd be cool for like a week.
So he wants bat wings. There we go.
And I really don't want bat wings. What I'm trying to say is I really do want bat wings.
Yeah.
I knew it.
What if it meant trading in your hands?
I already don't want bat wings. I'm not giving up my hands.
Why would you give up hands? That's like the one advantage we have against the animals. We have opposable thumbs.
Okay, well, what if you give up just the first 4 fingers and you can keep the thumb?
I'm trying to get the logic of how you're going to hold things. I guess it's still no. The answer is no.
Okay. What if it was a hand that's all thumbs?
What? Oh my god. Like think of all the things thumbs you could grab.
Think of how much shorter your hand would be, though. I don't think you could palm a basketball. Which, like, I can barely palm a basketball now, and now I have stubby thumb fingers.
Yeah, I don't think you could either. That's a good point.
What were we talking about?
I have no idea. Where the hell are
Avatars.
we?
Avatars is what we were just talking about.
I prefer non-avatar characters. I like a little story, even if it's like just something to like get myself in that world a little bit more. I don't care about projecting myself on a character.
I'm also like not even just the like. I don't want an avatar. I like playing characters that are like pre-designed,
Like fully written and realized.
like fully written. Because I think of like sometimes you get stuff where it's like, oh, you're gonna get a random character, but we're also gonna randomly generate a backstory you could read. But it still feels almost feels hollow compared to like, and now Aerith is part of your team. You know, like a fully written character. I just like those so much more.
Do you ever play like any CRPGs or anything like that, or like the really old RPGs, like specifically like I guess Dungeons and Dragons based stuff where you could have a character that's written, or like you're just roll a character basically and role play?
I would rather like roll a character. I don't really care to
like
make
you
mine
don't.
so much.
Oh, okay. So you would rather just be like, I'll choose this like pirate character or something. Like
Yeah.
what? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, even when there's like character creations, I usually hit like the random button until I see something I like, as opposed to like now I'm gonna build myself, or now I'm gonna build Charlie Sheen. That's just not me.
Sure.
No, it's
But I'm
Final
always
Fantasy
putting bad
VII
ones on
Remake.
the guy.
Always, because you want them so
standard,
bad.
but
You
yeah,
want them so bad, you're
you
gonna
can't put
give up your
Batwings on your
hands.
character. I'm not gonna play that game.
Yeah, for sure.
I tell you this every day.
It's true. He messages me every day. Didinsky says, "Oh no! While filing out paperwork to renew your legal name, you notice that the box to fill in your combined
Renew your name.
Yep. You notice
Hey,
the box.
It's
Sorry.
post-pandemic world. Who knows?
Oh God. You notice the box to fill in your combined first name and last name is one letter short of properly fitting. Which letter do you permanently sacrifice, and what is your name now?"
This is a great question.
Hold on.
This is a great question. Paul, this is easy for you. You could get rid of like.
No,
I think you could get rid of that U, and it wouldn't be terrible. You get rid of the K, right? You get rid of the K.
no,
Or
I would
the
just change my name to Max Power. It's one less than my name is. Done.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Done. Easy question.
I can literally just throw away the Ethan on Jonathan, and then I'm just John Wheeler. So then,
Well,
True.
you can only get rid of one. You would get rid of the H, right?
Jonathan?
I only have one. I only have one
you're
H.
You only
I
have
only
the
have
one
one
H,
H.
right? For some reason, I have it as John with an H.
Yeah, but that you're right. If it was JOHNATHN, I would just throw away that first H, because then that's free.
Yeah.
At that
True.
point.
And yes, I would throw
still
away the
think-
C or the K. Like, it's easy
which
for
one?
me.
Which one would you get rid of?
I would get rid of the C because there's too many memes that end with a C right now, and I don't want to be part of that movement.
Like thick?
Yeah, like suck.
Paul,
Would you rather get rid of that K or make a second C?
Oh,
this took a direction.
A second C would be pretty dope. Because if you can't fight the meme, you might as well join it. Amalgamation is key.
Okay, I feel like we're all going last names. Well, actually, which one did you say, John? Because you don't have that.
I didn't. I said I could have thrown away like parts of my first name.
Yeah.
I would probably get rid of like. Can I get rid of both the O's and put a U with an umlaut?
That's awesome. Booker.
Booker.
Hello, I am Sean Booker.
I'm Sean Booker. John, I think you get rid of the last E in your last name. And you do it like app startup style.
Oh, yep.
That works. I mean, there's a bunch of things I can do with mine. Like I can just throw away like the first A in Jonathan, so I can be Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Yep.
Jonathan, or I can get rid of the W in Wheeler, so I have Healer.
Healer. You can also just get rid of the H and be Wheeler.
Yeah, that's true too. Or get rid of the R and then I'm Jonathan Wheely.
Nice.
Oh, Jonathan
That's
Wheely.
pretty good.
That's pretty
but then
good.
I had to become a race car driver. I feel like that's exactly what happens. Either be a race car driver or a monster truck driver.
You get rid of that W, then you could get Heelys.
That's true.
And also become some kind of a race person.
Yeah.
Okay, what if you had to get rid of one from your first name? What do you pick? What do you sacrifice?
Like I said, I could get rid of the A, so I have Jonathan.
Jonathan, that's pretty close. Paul, would you get rid of the U?
Could I pull a U and put an umlaut on the U and get rid of the A and be pool? I would do that.
See, I think whatever I get rid of, my name significantly changes.
You're San or Sen or E.
Yeah,
C.
right. Right. Or C. Like it's pretty far off, just because
Yeah.
of the weird pronunciation of the spelling with mine.
Yeah.
I don't even know which one's like closer, because as soon as I get rid of that E or the A, you no longer have the sh sound. So you are so far removed from my name. Yeah, I have no idea.
Sen would be cool, I think.
Sen or San? Those are
I
my
think
options,
I like
right?
Sen better than San personally, but
yeah, Sen like it's kind of like Ken. What name sounds like San? Dan, I guess. Dan, I guess no. Yeah, I'd probably go Sen. I guess. Yeah, if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
Sen Booker.
Booker. That is very funny.
That's very good. Yeah.
All right, last question sent in from Linebeck. A while ago, I asked this about games. So, how long are you willing to stick out a TV series or book if people tell you it gets better eventually? TV series, probably. I think 3 episodes is usually considered like the litmus test.
That's what I give usually.
How long of episodes are we talking?
I'm gonna assume. I'll be generous and say like a standard 48-minute, hour long episode.
Yeah. Okay. I've definitely heard like three episodes or like 3 issues when it referred to like comic books. I've heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I've always done is like the deal with my girlfriend is I'm trying to show her a show. I'm like, hey, go through the first full season, which is a lot. I totally understand that's a lot.
That's huge. Yeah.
That is huge.
That is huge, which sounds crazy now that I'm like saying it out loud, despite having said it out loud to her several times. But that for some reason that's just like our deal is give me a season.
Sure, that's fair.
That can be a lot. Like if it's like kind of like an older show, like a 24 episode, 22 minutes.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That is a lot.
It can be for sure.
I want to say I'll usually do a season. I'll usually do a season myself though. Now I think about it.
How long of a book are we talking here? If somebody's like, this book gets good eventually, like, because I want to say like I would give it up to 5 chapters if like it's not holding me by the end of chapter 5. Like, Jesus, what are you fucking doing that you haven't written 5 chapters worth of?
Yeah, I mean, I say we go into it like an average size, like one of the like first Harry Potter books, kind of. Maybe that's an average or something, not like a skinny one, but not like a big, not like a Game of Thrones thick one.
Because I do realize books take a little bit longer to get going, and that's fine. But like, there has to be a breaking point where it's like, if you haven't hooked me by now, like you're not going to, I don't think.
It's specific for me with books because I rarely read books these days. So if I'm reading a book, it's got to be something I've decided I want to read. So I'm probably gonna stick with it. I'm not just like testing it out.
Sure.
But if I was just like testing something out, like I read pretty slow as well, probably because I don't read a lot of books anymore.
Sure.
So that would be kind of hard to like get into it if it's not gripping me early on.
Yeah, fair. It's like the opposite problem of Stephen King books, where they hook you pretty early and then they disappoint you so bad by the end.
All right, that's going to do it for questions. If you have any questions, you can send them to topdownperspective@gmail.com, at TDP Podcast on Twitter, the Discord channel, or John's P.O. Box. What is your game of the week?
Terraria.
Picross.
It's probably Apex again. I'm playing a lot of Season 5 still. All right, today's the last night to submit a game if you are a Blue Eyes patron for the poll tomorrow. Otherwise, look for the poll tomorrow to decide what our June game is. We'll see you guys next week. See ya.
Bye.
Later.